And welcome to this year's Top 10 Movies. I'm Dark Easy.
And I'm RainyCage.
This is our 10th Top 10, 11th, one of the two. We started in 2014, back when his brother-in-law had us on a projector, with the projector right in our eyes. Really crappy quality. It has really upgraded since then, them days. RainyCage, how you doing?
That's right. I'm doing great. Doing great. Glad to be here. Excited to talk about movies.
That's right.
And how you're wrong. Every year.
Well, every year at the end of the year, a revival of the Easy Cage show returns for our top 10s. All right, so let's begin with this top 10. This is our movie 2024 top 10 movies. How it works is we'll both do our honorable mentions, then we'll do our 10 through 6, we'll do 5 through 2, and then we do our number ones at the same time. RainyCage, I'll let you start off first this year.
Let's do it. I'm going to start off. My first honorable mention is Challengers. This was the tennis movie, or the Zendaya threesome movie, as it was talked about and how the trailer made it look. But really, it was a lot more than that. I really enjoyed. I'm not a big tennis guy, and I enjoyed the tennis aspect of this. But then, yes, the relationship drama between Zendaya and these two other guys who are like fighting for her, I thought was really entertaining and a well-made film. My second honorable mention is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I am notorious for not loving the last Mad Max Fury Road movie, although I did enjoy it. I gave it a 4 out of 5, but I just don't think it's a masterpiece like other people say. This one I enjoyed almost even more than the last film. I thought Anna Taylor-Joy is really good in it. I like how it kind of fits in with Fury Road. I thought visually it was stunning. It was action-packed. I just thought it was really fun. It had a much better story than Fury Road, which I still contend does not have much of a story. And then my final honorable mention is Wicked. Used to be Wicked Part 1, but they dropped the Part 1. I had seen this play once before, and so I was looking forward to seeing the movie version of this. I didn't know how they were, especially I wasn't 100% sure about Ariana Grande in particular, but I thought she did really good. I thought really the whole cast was really good. I thought the music was well done. And I thought the way they did the story, it felt like you were watching the play, but it was just really, really well done, I thought. So I'm looking forward to seeing the part 2 that we are teased with at the end of the movie, the basically act 2 of the play. So those are my honorable mentions.
Okay, I like Challengers. I didn't really love it. I mean, it wasn't even a contender for me, which is fine. So, all right, my 3 honorable mentions. First, I have We Live in Time. This was a very good, timey-wimey romance film between Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh. Really liked the movie. Some movies just bumped it out at the end. My second honorable mention was Mean Girls, the first movie I saw in 2024. Really enjoyed the music. I've listened to the soundtrack a few times. I thought it was a cool little fresh update, and I really feel like it was still truly Mean Girls at the end. So that one was a good movie as well. And my final honorable mention is Saturday Night. I don't even like Saturday Night Live, but I thought the movie was actually pretty good. I thought the comedy scenes were really good. I thought they captured some of the characters like Joe Belushi, Chevy Chase really perfectly, and I think Saturday Night was really cool. So I think it was hard to find these 3 movies because I had about 4 or 5 movies really in contention between my 10 through my 3 honorable mention. And I'll even throw another one, and I'm sure he had one, was Carry On. I really wanted to put it on there, but I just was like, I can't. Because I feel like I'm gonna watch Carry On a lot more than I'll watch Saturday Night, so I wanted to give a little love to Saturday Night. those are 3 honorable mentions.
Yeah, Saturday Night I didn't get to see, but I probably will like it. I just didn't get a chance to see. Mean Girls was right on the line for me, same thing. And especially when looking at the other failed musicals of the year, Mean Girls kind of stood out to me as a good one. And then I have We Live in Time later on. Spoiler alert.
All right.
Speaking of spoiler alert, my number 10 is We Live in Time. I really enjoyed this movie. I think that Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh are really good. I just thought it was a beautiful movie. There was one scene in particular in a gas station, in a subway station, that I just thought it blew me away. It was just so tense and beautiful and awesome. But I really enjoyed the movie, and I thought they were really good in it. My number 9 is Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I know you're not the biggest fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. And honestly, when the first one came out, I was like, okay, this is fine, whatever. And then the second one came out, and I was like, okay, I like that a little better. And then this one came out and kind of blew me away. They basically unleash Jim Carrey and let him go full on. He's playing 2 parts in this one, which the 90s kid in me, it's just very nostalgic. The Sonic part of it, the Jim Carrey of it all. And this one had a lot of heart, so I still don't think it could have been a perfect movie if they had spent a little bit more time on Shadow's backstory, but I think it's a really enjoyable film and a good trilogy overall, honestly. My number 8 is Transformers 1. I have a love-hate relationship with Transformers. I love the first 3 Transformers. I hate the last 2. And then Bumblebee was really good. I thought the Beasts one was fine. This one was really good. We were back in a really good stage. This was up there with Bumblebee for me. It's an animated flick. What do we have? One of the Chris's, the Thor Chris Hemsworth. I forget who's the played. I don't remember. But anyways, it's like the origin story of Optimus and Megatron, and it takes place.
So Michael Key?
Maybe. Yeah, or maybe he was playing Bumblebee. I agree. Bumblebee does steal the movie for me in a lot of the scenes, but I just thought it's animated well. It's a really good story, and one of the better Transformer movies. And no one went and saw it, so we're probably never getting a movie like this again. But I really enjoyed it. My number 7 is A Quiet Place Day 1. I really was kind of iffy about this one because this is a spinoff, a prequel almost of the first 2 Quiet Places, which I really loved. And I know this movie kind of has mixed opinions on it, but for me, I just loved it the whole way through. It's got the same things that the original Quiet Place has, but you just got some different characters. And I just thought the way they told the story and D-Day, I guess if you want to call it, Day 0, or Day 1, was intense, and to do it in New York, it kind of reminded me of
Cloverfield?
Cloverfield, yeah. That's exactly what it kind of reminded me of. But yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. And then my number 6 is The Fall Guy. Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, and it's just it's a love letter to stuntmen, and that's the best way to put it. But I thought it was really fun. It's got a good little love story in there. It's got cool action and a lot of behind the scenes kind of stuff for stuntmen. It does go a little over the top towards the end, and I have not actually got to watch I bought this the other day, but I haven't got to watch there's like a director's cut or an alternate cut of the movie on the 4K and the Blu-ray. I need to silence my phone.
Every year.
But I enjoyed the original pretty well, and so I am looking forward to seeing the extended cut of it though too. I thought it was really well done, and that is my 10 through 6.
Okay, I mean the only thing I haven't seen, which I don't really plan on ever seeing, is Sonic the Hedgehog, but I'm glad that you like it.
Okay.
And I will say it was the big Disney is really down because animation from other studios was a lot better this year than the Disney and was there a Pixar movie this year?
Yeah, Inside Out too.
Oh yeah,
it's on a lot of people's lists, but
yeah, which is not. I don't think it's good at all. Okay, let's move on to my 10 through 6. My number 10 is A Quiet Place Day 1. I love this movie. I love the bringing first off, Lupita Nyong'o, every time she's in anything, I always enjoyed her in. She's in another movie on this list as well. And I think, but I love that she's like, I don't really give a fuck. I just want to go eat a slice of pizza and get killed by monsters at the end of my life. And I thought it was really cool. There was some tie-ins to the Quiet Place franchise with one of the characters from Quiet Place 2, which I didn't even realize until way after the first saw the movie. So I really like Quiet Place 1, and also it was the Eddie from Stranger Things was good in it as well. My number 9 is Wicked Part 1, because I am tagging the Part 1 into the movie. My girlfriend's really happy that this is in my top 10, because she's been obsessed with this movie ever since we saw it in theaters. I did enjoy Wicked. I do feel like I didn't see the whole movie. So just like when I saw Dune the first time, I feel like I have to put it a lot lower on my list, because I haven't seen the complete movie. The second part might suck. So you just never know. But I thought a lot of the music was catchy. I mean, even like days later, I had like the songs like Popular stuck in my head, which I think is actually my favorite song of the musical. I know Defying Gravity is probably the popular favorite, but I actually like Popular. I thought, and Ariana Grande, which I was not knowing what to expect from her, thought was the best part of the movie. And I was not expecting to walk out of Wicked saying, I really like Ariana Grande though, because I really like her as an artist. So, good job, girl. My number 8 is Deadpool and Wolverine. This movie, I didn't know what to expect, just because MCU's been down, but I knew this was going to be completely different from any Marvel movie we have seen lately, just because it's, we're having Deadpool, he's mixing with the MCU, he pulls a Wolverine, and then you have all kinds of different cameos between Blade, Gambit, and then other characters. The story was crazy, the music was great, the action was cool, and just like Fast and Furious, it's all about family. I really enjoyed Deadpool Wolverine. It was a lot of fun, and I don't know if there'll be another Deadpool. We'll see. My number 7 is Fall Guy. I love this movie when it came out, and it's a travesty in America right now that we just do not watch original films. And people are like, "Oh, you need more original films," and then you get a movie like Fall Guy, and no one goes sees it. So it's your fault, America, for when we get bad movies and we get sequels to movies that no one wants to see because no one will support original films or physical media. That's another story for another day. But Fall Guy, I absolutely love. I mean, Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt have great chemistry with each other. The action scenes were great. It was a love letter to stuntmen, and I thought the story was predictable, but it was in a good predictable way. So I really like Fall Guy. My number 6 was Transformers 1. And this was another one. I had an animated double feature this day when I saw Transformers 1. And I was like a little kid again. But it was okay because I really like the Transformers. I love it reminded me a lot of like X-Men First Class of why these Transformers are Transformers. They learn how to transform. We get the rivalry between Optimus Prime and Megatron. The voice acting of the characters which was different from the classic voice animation, but it was good in a fresh, nice way. I would love for another one to happen, but I don't think it'll ever happen, which is very sad. And I would prefer my Transformers movie stay animated.
Oh.
So yeah, that's my 10 through 6.
All right. We pretty much all have. We've talked about every one of those movies, so I think we're good. Except for my number 5, which is Deadpool and Wolverine, which was your number 8. A lot of the same stuff you said. I was cautiously optimistic. I was hoping they weren't going to Disneyfy the Deadpool and Wolverine franchise, because I really did enjoy the first 2 films, I think more than you even. And I left the movie being like, Disney didn't Disneyfy it. I loved the chemistry between Deadpool and Wolverine. I think Hugh Jackman gives one hell of a performance in the movie. I was surprised by the cameos and the side characters. There was stuff I wasn't expecting that happens in the movie that kind of blows you away. It still has the same problem that every MCU film has had in a while, where it doesn't really have anything to do with the overarching MCU, but as its own side movie, it was really, really good and one of the best of whatever phase we're in. I don't even know what phase we're in the MCU anymore. And I really enjoyed it. So that's my number 5. My number 4 is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I love the original Planet of the Apes trilogy, or I guess the remake version, the Andy Serkis Caesar trilogy. And I thought going into this, I was really excited, but I was a little worried. I mean, Wes Ball, he did the Maze Runner movies, not really exciting. And I was kind of blown away. I really liked this. I liked the new characters. I fell in love with them immediately. It's visually like freaking breathtaking. It's amazing looking. And it just kind of blew me away, and it also sets up, a couple more movies, which I think is really cool. And it honors the past trilogy, but doesn't really depend on it, and kind of has its own new story. So I thought that was really cool. My number 3, freaking Bad Boys Ride or Die. I mean, is this like freaking Shakespearean art? No, but I freaking love Bad Boys, and if you would have told me what it was, the 4th Bad Boys movie, that we would be just up in the ante, I died laughing. I had so much fun watching this movie. The action's really well done and really well shot. Even though Michael Bay is not directing this movie, the director of this movie really pays homage to Michael Bay with some of the action scenes and the way they shoot them, and it's just a ton of fun. And yeah, do I fanboy a little bit? Do I think that Bad Boys is just
the answer is yes.
It's pure fun in the theater. It is like theater movie worthy, and I had a blast watching this movie. And honestly, I kept switching this and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes back and forth, but I finally was just like, I had so much fun watching Bad Boys that I had to bump it up one. And then my number 2 is The Wild Robot. I had a feeling about this movie all year long. I kept thinking this is going to be a really good movie. And it is based off of a children's book, if I remember correctly. Not something I had heard or seen of, but I just think it is a beautiful movie inside and out. It's animated really well. The story is just really well done. And I just fell in love with this movie, and I think it's one of DreamWorks' best animated movies. It's up there for me with How to Train Your Dragon, and Shrek and Kung Fu Panda. Those are like my top tier picks or DreamWorks movies, and I think it was this really does say, Pixar, get out of the way. We're going to make good animated movies now.
Get ready for Dog Cop.
Yeah. But then, yeah. But I just loved Wild Robot. And I have to have an animated movie in my top 10 on the Animated King, and we've got several, which is good, a good sign. I hope we have this happen next year as well, but we'll see. But that is my 5 through 2.
All right. The only thing I'm saying is Bad Boys.
You liked Bad Boys.
It was fine.
And we talked about this before, but and I know it's the COVID year, but you like the last Bad Boys too. Bad Boys is coming around on you. Bad Boys 5 is going to be back in the top 10. I'm calling it now.
I doubt that. I mean, it made it because there's an asterisk on it because it is the COVID year. I saw 14, 15 movies.
I didn't get to go see this with you. Next Bad Boys, we're going to theater to see it because it's so much fun, and I think that...
I enjoyed it, but I like the last one a lot better. Alright, now it's time for my 5 through 2. My number 5 is a complete unknown. Me and RainyCage, every year after Christmas, we always go to the movies to go get one of the last movies out before the end of the year to, end it right. And I thought Complete Unknown was great. It was a movie. It was a biopic on Bob Dylan. The music was great. The story was incredible. The transition from folk to rock and really what inspired a lot of musicians to this day are inspirational to Bob Dylan. When I saw Dave Matthews last year, him and Zach Brown did a song to honor. They did. Along the Watchtower, which is an original Bob Dylan song because it was his birthday that day. So he's obviously inspirational and legendary. And I thought Jimmy Chalamet, once again, is probably the best actor in Hollywood right now because I haven't seen anything really of him that I have not liked. and he had this like weird accent in this movie, which I thought was really good. So I don't know if he sung the songs, but
I think so.
he was pretty good. I'm sure he did because he did Wonka as well. At number 4, I'm going with Furiosa: A Mad Max Saga. I love Mad Max Fury Road. Was one of my favorite movies of the 2010s. 2015, which a year we and him did a top 10. Watch that on YouTube right now. But I love Furiosa. I love how the tie-ins. I thought Chris Hemsworth was incredible in this film. And also, just, I love Anna Taylor-Joy. I thought she became Furiosa. And the action was cool. Not as good as Mad Max Fury Road, but still a really good film that I would definitely want to watch. With Furiosa, didn't watch Mad Max Fury Road. I believe I saw RainyCage, and I said, I cannot wait for the sequel. My number 3 is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I love how it ties into the Apes trilogy, but then it also does its own thing. I love the characters. One thing I loved about the Rise series was that you could feel where the apes is coming from. Caesar, he's probably doing, or Proximus Caesar, he's probably doing it the wrong way, but I understood where he's coming from, because this is a war between humans and apes. We need every superiority we can get. The means always justifies the ends, but it was just such a good one. The human characters was interesting. I'm curious, and also I love the clan. The Eagle Clan was really cool, really different to do for apes movie. So yeah, Kingdom was great, and I'm looking forward to whenever the next one comes out. So yeah, my number 2 is The Wild Robot. This movie made me cry, got me all emotional. The animation was stunning. This is, for me, it's between this and the original How to Train Your Dragon for Best DreamWorks movie. And really, Wild Robot the animation was so good, the characters was good, the connections you saw in the movie was great. This movie is incredible, and it's a lot for me to put an anime movie this high on a list, and because you always have anime movies on your list. But for me, putting Wild Robot number 2 is a big deal. So yeah, I love this movie.
I mean, really, we had very similar lists this year. I mean, A Complete Unknown was in my top 20. It's right outside of my top 10. I enjoyed it. I just don't think I connected with it as much as you did. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Spoiler alert. I haven't posted my review yet. And then, yeah, other than that, you didn't have Bad Boys. Our lists are very similar.
Yeah.
And our number 1 is maybe similar. It's Jurassic World. Yeah, our number 1 is Dune Part 2. I mean, come on. I went and saw this movie 3 times in the theaters. It was incredible. We saw it on film, on 70mm film.
In IMAX.
Yeah, we went and saw it in IMAX. I went and saw it in Dolby Theater. The sound's incredible. The world building that is done in this movie. I know they're getting ready to start filming on the 3rd part. The characters are great. I freaking loved this movie. I loved the original, so I was really anticipating this movie. I was sad when it got pushed out. And I think together they are like 2 of the best movies ever made.
I enjoyed Dune 1, but I felt like I didn't see the full movie. And then after watching Dune 2, like that moment when Paul Atreides is running on the sand to get onto the worm is like amazing, especially on 40mm, 70mm IMAX. It was absolutely incredible, no matter how hot the theater was. It was just so good. It's better Star Wars than I'm getting. It's great science fiction. All the other characters going on. It just, the story was
sound design.
The Hans Zimmer score. This is why I love sci-fi movies. And when sci-fi delivers, it fucking delivers. Denis Villeneuve, once again, makes my number 1 movie of the year, because I've had him before. This is like, I think, the 3rd movie I've had him as my number 1 movie, and he once again knocks it out of the park for me. And that's why Dune, all year long, I was like, is there going to be a movie better than Dune? And the answer was no.
No. Yeah.
So that ends our top 10.
Yeah.
So guys, that ends our first top 10 of our, as I like to call my end of year tribute. Tomorrow we will have the top 10 TV shows of the year, and then the next day we will have the top 10 anticipated movies of 2025. I hope you stay tuned to that, and that's all I gotta say about that. So if you want to check out RainyCage, you can check out him on his YouTube channel at RainyCage. He's also on TikTok. If all you new hipsters can like that TikTok
Same
stuff.
username.
And like I said, you can check out my videos. I have movie reviews, TV reviews, video games, and books all throughout the year. I just posted my collection videos updates, so you can check that out right now. So guys, until next time,
Peace out.
all too easy.